Today I've got two tripods with me. This one costs $100 and this one is more than $1,000. Now between these two tripods, which one is actually better? Well, probably not a huge surprise, it is this tripod, but how much better is it? Do you actually need to spend a fortune on your tripod, or can you get by with something that's a lot cheaper? In today's video, I'm going to answer those questions. Driving on a really bumpy road. Why am I doing this? I don't know. This is not a pleasant road. My goodness. But there is supposed to be a waterfall somewhere up there, and I guess I'm not gonna let this stop me from testing these tripods. So there you go, dedication. Now before we test the stability of these two tripods, let me just talk a little bit about their specifications. Now to start, this one is called the ESDDI TP-60. I know that it's a really weird name. I don't know who named it, but that's what it's called. This one is the Really Right Stuff TVC-24. Now I picked these two tripods because they're actually kind of similar to each other. As you can see, they both have these twist lock sections on the bottom, and they each have 3 extending telescoping leg sections. However, the $100 ESDDI tripod actually has a dual telescoping center column, so as you can see at the maximum height, it's clearly much taller. However, because the more expensive Really Right Stuff tripod doesn't have that, it's able to put more of the weight of the tripod into the legs itself. And as you can see, the diameter of the leg sections is clearly larger on the Really Right Stuff tripod compared to the cheaper ESDDI tripod. Usually that is going to give you more stability, and that's also on top of the fact that the Really Right Stuff tripod is carbon fiber and the other one is aluminum. Not the end of the world, a lot of tripods out there are aluminum, but usually carbon fiber is going to be a little bit more stable. And right before I test the stability of these two tripods, I do want to mention that using them side by side shows a clear, although honestly not a huge difference, in favor of the Really Right Stuff tripod. The main difference is that those leg sections at the bottom extend more smoothly on the Really Right Stuff tripod compared to the leg sections on the ESDDI. It's not a huge difference, certainly not something that I would pay $900 for, but the difference is there. Now let's find a good spot to go and test stability. Well, I found the spot that I'm going to use. It is really loud right here though, so I'm just going to narrate this part of the video from a slightly different location. Yeah, that's a lot better now, isn't it? So here's what I did. I started by setting up the $100 tripod with 2 of the tripod feet in moving water, and then 1 other foot on dry land. My goal here was just to simulate a kind of light breeze, but the benefit of the river is that it has much more of a steady movement to it than what you'd actually get shooting in the wind. So this just makes it easier to compare. Now the actual stability test was to focus on a non-moving object with a 200mm lens, giving me a telephoto composition. I filmed a video like this and it does look very stable, but let's wait until you see the comparison to say for sure. What I did next is just raise up the first part of the center column and film another video, which I'll show you that one in a minute, and then I raised up the second part of the center column, so now this tripod is as tall as it goes. After that, it was just a matter of switching out the 2 tripods. I did my best to position the $1,000 tripod so that the 2 legs in the water were in the exact same spot. The goal here is just to get the most consistent comparison that I can. Once again, I shot one video with the center column down and another with the center column up. I'm still at 200mm, and I tried to get a very similar composition to what I filmed earlier with the $100 tripod. And here are the results. This one is the $100 tripod uncropped, and then the $1,000 tripod. It's really hard to see any differences yet. I'll zoom in on both videos though. Here's the $100 tripod again, and the $1,000 tripod. There is a little bit of camera shake with the cheaper tripod, but it's not that much, so it might have a small impact on the sharpness of your photos, but I wouldn't really worry about it. Next up, with the center column raised on the $100 tripod, it looks like this. Although keep in mind that I only raised one of the 2 center column sections for this particular video. And there's definitely more shake this time. You'll probably notice it if you're viewing this on a desktop monitor full screen. And here's how it compares to the $1,000 tripod. I personally can't see any shake at all on the $1,000 tripod. It almost looks like this is a photo rather than a video. And really that's how it should be. This is not that strenuous of a test. So here are the two crops, starting with the $100 tripod. Now we're really seeing some shake. I'd say that it's clear that you'll lose some sharpness in your photos at this point. The $1,000 tripod, by comparison, still looks completely steady. And just for fun, here's the video from the $100 tripod when both parts of the center column are extended. Naturally, it's the shakiest video yet. You really wouldn't want to use this feature if there's any serious wind. Now the next test was a bit more strenuous. I actually put the tripods pretty much in this waterfall, and all three leg sections were very much in the water. The goal here was to simulate more of a heavy breeze. So here's the video from the $100 ESDDI tripod. As you can see, even though I'm using a wide-angle lens this time, there's clearly camera shake going on. By comparison, this is the video from the $1,000 Really Right Stuff tripod. If I look closely, I can see a bit of camera shake here as well, but it's not nearly as much. That's really the benefit of those larger diameter leg sections and carbon fiber rather than aluminum. Here's a quick crop from both side by side. Definitely a difference here. Maybe you can see why people would spend so much on a tripod if they're really fed up with taking blurry photos. And if you're wondering, I did take some photos of this subject myself just to compare how it looks. Here are the full images from both tripods, and then we can zoom in on the crops. Clearly the photo from the $1,000 tripod is sharper. And really this is why people say that you'll get sharper photos if you upgrade your tripod before even upgrading your lens. Although I've got to say, the photo from the $100 tripod really isn't that bad. Considering that this is close to a worst case scenario, I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out. Now, the one other thing that really matters when you buy a tripod is the tripod head. You might even say that this is more important because a good tripod head makes it really easy to compose the photos that you want. But a bad tripod head can actually slip when you try to lock it down, or it could even slip in the middle of a photo. So here's a side-by-side comparison when I compose a video filmed with each tripod head and then lock down the head. Clearly the video from the $100 tripod slips a lot more, but even then, this is actually about the best that I've seen on an entry-level tripod head. I've got to give it credit, the ESDDI tripod is actually punching above its weight right here. And now that I've just complimented the $100 tripod, this is probably a good place to say that I'm not sponsored by anyone, including these two companies, and there are plenty of good tripod manufacturers other than these two. I just tested them because they're the ones that I had with me. So after all of that, where do we stand? Is the Really Right Stuff tripod 10 times better than the one from ESDDI? I would say no. I think it's maybe twice as good, but 10 times better is a bit of a stretch. If you're just starting out in photography, I really don't think that you need to spend $1,000 on a tripod. And there you go. If you liked this video, I'll be posting videos like this one every single week, so subscribe to Spencer Cox Photography for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.